Hi. Today we're going to go through the turn on of the truck from being totally shut down. First things, I have all these breakers labeled on for the ones that you'll want to switch on just for doing a studio production. So we'll just start doing this. HVAC, that's the heating and the air conditioning. Rack heaters, that's if you need them. Charger, external outlets, racks, rack utilities, more racks, and you come down here, you got your internal lights, the incandescents, front rack service, that's if you're in back of the racks, but we always like to turn those on. Fluorescents, which should come on at some point. Okay, the other part, there's a two-system HVAC, one half of the truck, the other half of the truck. Racks 4 and 5, 9 and 10, utility outlets, external outlets, fluorescents for in here. This is the main control for the heating and air conditioning. And then we have a CO alarm, carbon monoxide alarm, which we just keep on for general principles. Okay, right now the heating system's turned off, so we'll get a little cooling going. And high. There we go. And we'll put it down, let's say we'll put it to 65 if it's in the summertime. That's what we like to keep it, about 65. Alrighty, now all the racks are on. Next thing we do is we come over, the remote control for the Christie, and you have to get really close to the sensor. You put it right there, it turns blue, and voila, all our inputs are there. Okay, after the Christie's on, the next thing we like to do is we've turned all the breakers on that is operational for the truck. When you leave in the daytime or night, you're going to turn all the CRT monitors off. That's what we do usually, is turn them off. But since we've just come in, the breakers are off on those, so we're going to turn them on now. And so we come over here and we just power all these up. And this is just to save on the picture tubes. So basically, in reverse, after a shoot, you're done. Basically, all those breakers would stay on because we don't power the truck down every day. At the end of the shoot, you would come and manually turn all these CRTs off, and you would also turn the Christie off too. Come over here. This is the graphics, the Chiron. Lower right-hand corner, you open the door, there's a little rocker switch, and that'll start powering that up. So basically, come over here now, we have our graphics, which has come up, and we want to open the graphics up, so we go to Lyric right here, which opens up the program, and that's the monitor that shows you what's online. Okay, and we're just going to draw something in just for the heck of it. There you go. And this is just put that live, so now you can see that. That just verifies that after you've turned everything on, the Chiron is working. We have our monitors here. And the switcher's up and running. Very important button to remember on the switcher. And this one will take your shoot to a grinding halt. It's a button called ME over here. Now there's two of them. ME for the ME bus, and then you have ME for the main production bus. What this does is, if this button is not pressed, if neither of these are lit, here or here, notice how when I go through the switcher, all the buses are changing at the same time. No matter what button I hit, all of them change. See, that goes from camera here, or if I go in the preview down here, and you really can't do a show like that. What we basically do is keep in the ME part of the, we keep this lit so that now as we switch through, we have a distinctive ME bus and a distinctive program preview bus. So even though you basically don't have to know from this videotape how it really works, you must know that it's got to be depressed. And so this would be the button that is depressed. If you come in and you don't see this button depressed, this switcher is never going to work the way you want it to. Here we are on this side of the truck. And basically, first place we start is with monitors and scopes, because if the truck's already been powered up and you come in to do a show, you're going to find that these have been turned off. And they should be turned off at the end of the day when you leave. Any monitors and scopes should be manually turned off in addition to the Christie. And this is stuff associated with the uplink, which no one really can touch because you do need to be licensed. Well, not licensed, university's licensed, but you need to go to school for that. So nobody pays attention to this rack over here. We come over, we turn these monitors on. And usually DVC Pro have already been turned on. So again, we're just going to turn these monitors on. And these are for the 2 DVDs, and then also for this machine over here. None of this is, you have to really know at this point what it all does, just that when you come in, you're going to find the CRT monitors off, you turn them on. Basically, we have to get these computers running, and I think, here we go. And this is the teleprompter computer, as well as our connection to the internet, so that we can do various things. I'm just going to open this up now. And while we're continuing with the power up, under here is the switch for the G5, which is for our it has a Blackmagic card, which allows us to import video and audio and export video and audio using the Final Cut Pro, and also for the G5 basically as a playback source and a record source. So we'll let that boot up. Over here is the iDVR from Grass. And I don't know if you see, but within here there's a little on-off switch. Just hit that, and the iDVR will start powering itself up. Windows 2000. That takes quite a couple of minutes to really get going. In the meantime, we can open Final Cut Pro. And this is the controller for the iDVR for slow-mo and playback. Generally, this is how we control that machine, especially when we do sports and playback for sports replays. Over here is our intercom, and you have the 1, 2, 3, the CCU camera control units, and we have camera 2 up right now, and you can see where I have iris control, or I can set the black levels, do any of this stuff. I also have paint controls, which are the top for the gains, the bottoms for the black levels. So basically, once you get into it, you'd be chipping the cameras to try to make them look black and white first, and then you'd come over here and you can paint them. You added a little bit of red or whatever, take red out. That's what the camera control unit does. These are the two, the DVC Pro are the primary record machines for your shows, VTRC and VTRG. This is a record playback. We can play this through the system. This primarily is just used for record. So if you're going to do a backup record or a stagger record, just pop the tapes in, hit play record. If you're going to say you have a 60 in here and you're going over, or 66, then you just hit play and record. Anything that's on the switcher will go into these two machines, audio and video wise, and that's how you get your recording and your backup recording.
Hey, it's Steve again, and I'm back to talk to you about the switcher in the truck. I'm just going to go over some basics, just basic things that you need to know if you're going to do a basic show in Studio B. Just to go over the switcher as an overview, this Kayak DD switcher made by Grass Valley is a pretty powerful switcher as far as switchers go. And by powerful, I mean it comes with, it's called a 1.5 ME, which is basically 1.5 ME stands for mix effects. And basically what that is it's based on, there's two buses. If it was a full 2 ME bus or 2 ME switcher, this line with program and preview, as well as this line up here, would have full array of effects on both of the buses. As the switcher is configured right now, this is the full 1 ME, and this is the half ME. Basically what you can do up here is you can do the keys and you can do mixes, but different wipes and things like that you can only do down here on this bus and not up on this bus. You can do special moves, or you can pre-save things under what's called macros, and those are in line with here, and you would do programming to achieve what's called a macro, and basically that saves you, instead of hitting 4 different buttons, you could save it all in one macro by just hitting 1 or 2 buttons, and it's kind of like a keyboard shortcut in a way. But the basics of the switcher is this. Lined up from left to right, you have black, and then you have cameras 1, 2, 3, and 4, and right now we have a little sticky on here as camera 5 from when we're doing a basketball game. But for the most part, when you're in the studio here in the truck, you're going to be dealing with cameras 1 through 3, and sometimes 4 we have set up as an overhead camera. And the way this bus works back and forth is, if we were going to move over here, there's a transition area which has different effects on it. The DPM, which is basically digitally affecting the picture. I think it actually stands for digital picture movement. Basically, it's a digital effect that you would apply. Also, then there's your keyers up here, but next to the DPM button, there's add, and there's mix, and there's wipe. There's tons of different wipes that you can do, from your basic, wipe off the screen to something that pops from the center. There's many different patterns and varieties that you can pick from.